Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. In essence, this quote from Seneca is a call to live intentionally, with awareness and without delay, embracing each day fully as if it might be our last. It's a powerful reminder to focus on what truly matters, ensuring that our time is spent in a way that is meaningful and fulfilling. Today, we're diving into the concept of Memento Mori, a classic Stoic practice relevant to everyone navigating the ups and downs of life. So before we continue, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's delve deeper into this topic. When the Romans celebrated a big victory, everyone used to watch the big parade. The most important person in the parade was the winning general, riding at the front where everyone could see him. He was like a superstar of those times. But there was something special happening that not many noticed. Right behind the general, there was an assistant, and this assistant had an important job. He would lean in and whisper to the general, "Remember, you are just a human like everyone else." Imagine hearing that when you're feeling like the most important person in the world. We all need little reminders like that in our lives. Sometimes we need someone or something to whisper in our ears and bring us back to reality. These reminders help us stay grounded and remember what's really important. Even when we are doing really well or feeling super proud of ourselves, some people choose to ignore or avoid thinking about things that don't match the comfortable stories they've told themselves about life. It's often our ego avoiding uncomfortable truths. And there's one big truth that many of us are really scared to think about deeply: the fact that we and everyone we know will one day die. This is where Memento Mori comes in. It's an old idea about remembering our mortality. It dates back to famous thinkers like Socrates, who believed that philosophy was really all about understanding death. Early Buddhist writings talk about maranasati, which means remembering death. Even some Sufi mystics were known for spending time in graveyards to reflect on life and death. Over time, people have used different ways to remind themselves of Memento Mori. For example, like we said before, during a Roman victory parade, someone would remind the general of his mortality. In ancient Egypt, they had a custom where they would bring a skeleton to parties, telling people to enjoy life because one day they'd be like the skeleton. Today, we might think it's strange or even scary to think about death, especially during happy times. But what if considering our own mortality could actually be a good thing? What if it helps us live better lives? That's the idea behind Memento Mori. To use these reminders not to scare us, but to help us appreciate life more. Instead of being afraid and avoiding the truth about death, what if we did the opposite? What if thinking deeply about death was actually a way to really enjoy life? It might even be the key to our freedom. Montaigne, a famous writer, said, "To practice death is to practice freedom. A man who has learned how to die has unlearned how to be a slave." Marcus Aurelius, our well-known Roman emperor, wrote in his personal diary, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This was his way of reminding himself to live a good and meaningful life right now, without waiting. A French artist, Philippe de Champaigne, had a similar idea. He made a painting called Still Life with a Skull, which shows a tulip, a skull, and an hourglass. These represent life, death, and time. This painting is part of a style known as vanitas, popular in the 17th century. These artworks used symbols of death to make people think about the shortness and meaning of life. Thinking about your own death doesn't have to be sad if you understand its true purpose. Actually, it's a way to figure out what's really important and meaningful in life. Many people across history have used this idea to gain a clear perspective and a sense of urgency. It teaches us to see our time as precious and not to spend it on unimportant things. Death doesn't take away the meaning of life, it actually gives life its meaning. And the good news is, we don't have to come close to dying to realize this. Just a small reminder can help us start living a better life. It doesn't matter who you are or how much you still have to do, life can end unexpectedly. You could be hit by a car, and just like that, everything could be over. It could happen today, tomorrow, or any time soon. If you've come this far, leave a comment saying Memento Mori to start living by this concept today. Stoics, like the ancient philosophers, find this idea energizing and humbling. That's why one of Seneca's biographies is called Dying Every Day. He advised telling ourselves, you might not wake up tomorrow before we go to sleep, and you might not sleep again when we wake up, as a way to remember our mortality. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, told his students to think about death and other hard things every day. He believed this would prevent them from having negative thoughts or wanting too much. We should use these reminders and think about them every day. They can help us make the most of our lives and not waste a single moment. In conclusion, embracing the philosophy of Memento Mori is not about dwelling on the grim prospect of death, but rather about harnessing this awareness to enrich our lives. By consistently reminding ourselves of our mortality, we gain a powerful perspective that emphasizes the value of each moment and the importance of living with purpose and intention. This age-old wisdom, shared by Stoics and philosophers across different cultures, is a testament to the universality of this concept. By acknowledging that our time is limited, we are motivated to focus on what truly matters, to cherish our relationships, and to live authentically and courageously. Memento Mori encourages us not to squander our time on petty concerns and trivial pursuits, but to embrace the fullness of life with gratitude and vigor. In this way, the thought of death becomes a life-affirming force, guiding us towards a more meaningful and fulfilled existence. As we navigate the complexities and uncertainties of life, let us keep this profound reminder at the forefront of our minds. Let it be the catalyst that propels us to live each day to its fullest, to express love and kindness, to pursue our passions, and to leave a positive impact on the world. Memento Mori, then, is not just a contemplation of death, but a celebration of life, urging us to seize the day and to make the most of the precious time we have. If you like this content, please leave your like and subscribe to the channel for more Stoicism content.